time for the Susan Taylor Podcast, where we discuss the yoga of mind, medicine, and healing. Author of Feeling Good Matters, Sexual Radiance, and the Vital Energy Program, Dr. Taylor imparts authentic knowledge and practical tools that inspire, educate, and empower us to be a healing force for positive change. So join us and take your life and our planet to the next level.
Hello and welcome to episode 123, Take Time for Self-Development, a practice for emotional distancing. With the disease COVID-19, which by the way, now they've identified the virus and they name it the SARS-CoV-2, well, when that hit our country, we were inundated with all sorts of media alerts round the clock. And although we do indeed need to be aware and have some control over our health and well-being, social media really has magnified the speed at which emotional contagion has spread through a population. For those who are not familiar with emotional contagion, it's the phenomenon of having a person's emotions and related behaviors directly triggering similar emotions and behavior in other people. This is the way that we're wired, for better or for worse, and that behavior has been found in humans, primates, even dogs. So now with the world shifting into a panic mode, we have all experienced the herd behavior mentality, as seen with the rush to buy toilet paper, as I mentioned in episode 119. So it appears that we're still operating from our sensory mind, shortcutting the higher power of discernment, leading us to react rather than to respond without fear. And for those that study with me in the community, we're talking about the mind being manas, which is our sensory mind, but not really coming into the buddhi, or that discernment aspect of our mind that actually can say, hey, wait a minute, we don't need to be fearful here. The aggressive panic buying which we're seeing, it does seem a bit irrational, but that's a result of emotional contagion. We're really all in alignment, so when we're in close proximity like we are to others, we catch their emotions. And with our general level of unrest and anxiety, when we're in the crisis, well, we operate out of fear. So this potential for alignments makes it easy for us to align with the emotional states of others, which is why we catch emotions from even casual interactions, if the general level is unrest and fear, with anxiety. And our whole population basically has become infected, creating terror for everyone. So what can we do not to be contagious, to our fellow friends, family, and communities? Well, the key is to bring the mind back home and practice emotional distancing. And it is a time now for self-development. It's up to us to do the practices that are available to us to really bring our mind back home and go inward instead of outward like we've been practicing for for quite a long time. So let's try a practice, and this practice is a foundation. It's a meditation foundation practice that we use with our breath to keep the mind at home where it's happy and content. So prepare your space to sit for the next 5 to 10 minutes, and if you're holding on to something in your hand, I suggest you now put it down on the floor. You want to keep your hands free. The first step is really to establish a steady seat, and this serves as the foundation for your mind to go inward. So seat yourself in a stable and comfortable posture with as much propping as you need. Propping meaning if you need to have a pillow behind your back, behind your head, something to sit on, something under your feet. You want your hips above your knees to make it more comfortable. And then place your hands, your thumbs touching each other so you can cross your fingers. And then have your thumbs touch each other, for those that want to try that, because when you have the tips of the thumbs touching, it'll help keep you focused. And gently roll your shoulders back and bring them down, making your spine erect. And see yourself from the bottom to the top. You can imagine a gold thread running up from the base of your spine to the top of your head, holding you steady. We always want the spine to be aligned. And bring the entire space of your body, from your toes to the top of your head, into your awareness. And just be there for a moment. Now gently close your eyes and bring your awareness to your breath. Don't worry about being correct or incorrect. Just allow yourself to inhale and exhale at your own pace. As you continue, your breath will slow down and become quiet with little to no pauses. It's the pauses that allow the thoughts to enter. Just follow your inhale and your exhale, and just let it become quiet and smooth with little to no pause. Again, there's no right and wrong. Just be aware and see what happens. Prepare your mind now to follow a guided scan through your body. And wherever you find tension in the body, you're just going to gently release it with an exhale. Start with your head, paying attention to your forehead, smoothing the muscles, softening the muscles around the eyes, and resting your eyes. Your lips and teeth, release any clenching that you may have with your teeth. And just be aware. On your next exhale, move your attention down your neck, to your shoulders, down your arms, to your hands and fingertips. And just breathe. Now bring your awareness downward to the center of your chest and rest there for 3 breaths. The center of your chest is the place where your feelings arise. It's your center for emotional well-being. So just rest there and allow yourself to be absorbed in the contentment and peace that resides there. And on your next exhale, move your awareness down to your abdominal area and stay there for 3 breaths. This area tends to hold a lot of our tension. That's why we have tension in our lower back. Just become aware. If you feel there may be tension, use the exhale. As you exhale, bring your mind back into the abdominal area and just release anything that you may be holding there. When you inhale, inhale as though you're inhaling fresh new energy to fill the space. And continue moving your awareness down as you exhale through your legs, your feet, and your toes. Let the flow go from the top of your head down through your toes, and from your toes to the top of the head, and feel as if your whole body is breathing, using that awareness to release any of your final tension. Breathe with your whole body, filling the space of your entire body with fresh new energy. Next, inhale from the base of your spine to the crown of your head, and exhale from the crown of your head to the base of your spine, paying attention to the movement of your breath as you come up through the spinal column to the top of the head and back down through the spinal column. And just be aware. Feeling the space of your entire body as you move up and down the spinal column. The key here is to just be aware. There's nothing else to do. Now set your intention that you'll be protected from any outside forces, and imagine a radiant light coming through the spine and extending out, surrounding your whole entire body. And just be aware as you rest there for a few moments in that radiant space, that space of luminosity, and just rest there. And know that you'll be protected. Now move your awareness to the center of your forehead. You may choose to simply sit and enjoy the awareness in combination with your breath. Sit quietly in meditation for several breaths or a few minutes, or however long comfortable you feel you want to be there. Enjoying the quietude of that space and that feeling of awareness. Resting your attention at the space above the space between the two eyebrows, the center of your forehead. And just breathe into that space, resting the mind, bringing the mind back home, and enjoying that quiet space. If thoughts arise, be aware and just exhale and bring the mind right back to that forehead space. You can use the term "not now" when those thoughts do arise, and just bring yourself back to the space where you can sit quietly and enjoy that peace. Inhaling and exhaling. Let the exhale bring your mind back home, and let the inhale bring in fresh new energy. If the inhale happens to bring in a thought, just say "not now" and go right back into the exhale. And over time, that space with no thoughts will get longer and longer. Don't expect it to happen first time out. It may, but don't expect anything. Just be and allow it all to take place. Your intention is what's very important. Now slowly bring your awareness back to your body and deepen your breath. Start to bring small movements back to your body. You may want to wiggle your toes or wiggle your fingers. Just small movements, maybe making a few adjustments. And just keep yourself steady there for a few moments. And to come out of this practice, you can rub your hands together, palms together, and cover your eyes, cupping them over your eyes. Where when you open your eyes, you're looking into your hands. And then allow your hands to come and rest on your thighs. And this concludes the meditation practice. How long COVID-19 will affect us and how badly we really don't know yet. But what we should all remember is that we should not make a bad situation worse by running around aimlessly, just in panic. Take the time to develop yourself, and what will happen is it'll spread. That whole self-development idea will spread among everyone, and it'll serve others who are in a crisis mode. Remember, emotionally distancing ourselves, what I'm referring to is not to be compassionate with others, but let's pull ourselves out of the hysteria and panic that's contagious, and let's put ourselves into a place of contentment, of joy, of peace. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy because it's difficult times ahead, but at least we can maintain our own composure, and with that we can serve others. And that's really the message that I'm trying to bring out right now, is take time for your own self-development, because it's only that that's going to carry each and every one of us as an individual through making the collective consciousness. And as I always say, do your research. See if it works for you. And that brings us to the end of this episode. As I always say, if you know someone who may need to know about the topic, please share. Share the knowledge, and that's how we serve humanity, by sending a link to someone, and someone who you think will benefit from the information. The Susan Taylor podcast does come out every week and is available on susantaylor.org, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, and other podcast platforms. And also join me for behind-the-scenes commentary and the Q&As for this episode on YouTube. And please support me and the community by sharing this podcast. And if you have any questions, comments, please write. I'd love to read them, and I love to engage with many of you, as I have been. And until next time, remain calm, consciously aware, living in the moment.